Here we go, here we go, here we go again. Lesson 5, feeling alive with lesson 5. Actually solving equations here. This is exciting. First one, solving an equation with a common base. So if I look at 16 and 8, both of those I should know they have a base of 2. So I can rewrite 16. 16 is the same thing as 2 to the 4th. And that is still going to be times that 3x right there. And 8 is written as 2 to the 3rd. Since those two bases are the same now, I can do the 4 times 3, so I have 12x would be equal to 3. Why? Again, because these bases are the same. Once you know the bases are the same, then the exponents have to be equal to each other. So if I solve for x, I'm going to divide by 12. Both of those are divisible by 3, so that would be 1/4. So this next one, I'll actually zoom in so I have a little bit more room. This next one, these both have a base 3, so 27 can be rewritten as 3 to the 3rd, and you saw that 3x there. 81 can be written as 3 to the 4th. And because these bases are the same, then these exponents have to be equal to each other. So then 3 and 3x will give me 9x. That's a 9x is equal to 4, and then you divide, and you get x should be equal to 4/9. So you should try to do the next one, C by yourself. So those other problems are fine and dandy when you have the same base and they're easy. However, what if you don't have the same base? 15, that doesn't have a base. How do we do this? Well, first I have to know what my base is. So 15 is my base. That's an exponential base. So what I'm going to do on both sides of the equation, I'm going to apply log base 15 to this side of the equation. Whatever you do to one side, you should always make sure you do to the other side. So log base 15, so little 15 of 285. Now, when you have your bases the same, a log base and an exponential base, those two cancel each other out, leaving me with just the 3x here. So if 3x now is equal to log base 15 of 285. Now, you don't want to put this into your calculator until you actually get your final answer. So here I'm multiplying, so the opposite of multiplying would be dividing. So you're going to divide that whole thing, divide this whole thing, these cancel, and get x is equal to, you plug this whole thing into your calculator. You should not round until the very end. You should not put log 15 of 285 and then divide by 3 by rounding. You should plug in the whole thing. And you will get 0.695, and then the 6 behind the 7 and round it up to 8. You should try to put it in your calculator to make sure you got that same thing. So the second one, so I have a base 5 there. So I'm going to do log base 5 of 5 to the 2x power and log base 5 of 130. Same base on both sides. These two bases cancel. So it's just your exponent right here is equal to log base 5 of 130. Divide by 2. And you should get that x is equal to 1.5121. You should try C by yourself. For this next section, solving by graphing. I'm not actually going to solve this by graphing. We're going to solve it just the way we just did. So I have a base 4, so I go log base 4 of 4 to the 3x power is equal to log base 4 of 6,000. Again, these two cancel, leaving me with just 3x is equal to log base 4 of 6,000. The reason I don't really want to solve by graphing is we can do that in class, but also it's more precise if you actually solve using mathematics. You should get 2.0918. Now, some of you might be thinking, I can still solve by mathematics using graphs. Yes, but it's not as precise. I want to have it be most precise. So I want you to try B and C by yourself right now. So we have a word problem. Wood is sustainable, renewable, natural resource when you manage forests properly. Your lumber company has 1,200,000 trees and you plan to harvest 7% of the trees each year. So you're taking away 7% each year. So we have to go back to that 7.1 where we have what we start with is our 1,200,000. This pen is not that great. And we are taking away, we're subtracting 7% each year. And how long will it take to harvest half the tree? So we don't know the time here. Whoopsie daisy. Don't know the time here, and it's equal to 600,000. So now that we know how to solve, we don't have to use this by our table. Well, golly gee jeeper, that's great. So first thing when I'm doing this, I'm going to do 2 steps in one. I see multiplication right here, so I'm going to divide by that 1,200,000. I'm also going to do 1 subtract 0.07, so that will give me 0.93, and t is equal to 1/2, because you're looking for half the trees. So now I want to solve this. When I look here, my base is 0.93. So what I can do, I can go log of 0.93 of 0.93 raised to the t power equal to log base 0.93 of 1/2. These two bases will cancel each other, leaving me with just the time. So if I plug that into my calculator, I would get my time to be equal to 9. I still want you to round to 4 decimal spots. 1-3 years. So in the 9th year, half of your harvest will be gone. And the second one, how many years will you have harvested half of the trees if you harvest 5% instead of 7% yearly? So I want you to figure that out. Now, there should be a little added per thing here. We already figured out the 7, figured out the 5, and how many years will you have harvested in 5? And I'm going to do A for this last one, and you're going to do B. So I'm looking at this. This is a log base 10, remember. So I can rewrite this. If this is log base 10, I can have 10 raised to the second power is equal to 4x minus 3. Now, with easy numbers, you can either leave it as 10 squared, or else you can actually take 10 squared. So I take 100 is equal to 4x minus 3. Again, what I did right here, I did 10 raised to what it's equal to, so I'm changing it to exponential, is equal to what I'm doing the log of. So I add my 3 over, I get 103 is equal to 4x, divide by 4, and that's going to be a decimal. You could leave it as that fraction, I would accept that, or else 25.75 equals x. So I want you to do B by yourself right now. And then, once you're done doing that, you have a great, wonderful, grand, fantastic day. I'm telling you, you should do it.